What is going on, guys? I am Toyhuntr. It's late, as you can see in the back, but watching some NBA basketball, watching the King do his thing. They are currently blowing out the Toronto Raptors, which is to be assumed, I guess, because he is greatness personified. But yeah. But while I was doing that, I said, you know what? Let me take out all my pops and show them off. I mean, to high demand. A lot of people have been asking me, so I figured I'd deliver. I'm just gonna show my pops. Right now, I still have some of my legends boxed up. Small disclaimer: I am currently in the midst of moving. So I've been at my uncle's house for a couple months, and I'll be here for probably another month or two. Still looking for a place to stay, and once I find a place to stay, then I can display everything like I had before, which I cannot wait for that to happen again. But yeah, so I just laid out all my pops, got them all ready. I'm gonna show you guys those. I'll probably show my legends in another video, separate to this one at a later date. Or it may not get the legends until I move and I'm able to display them, because I love to display them. So and a lot of them are still in boxes, and a lot of I have are in bags. When I started collecting, I used to never keep the boxes, so I have them a lot in sandwich bags. It's a tip I got off of online. But yeah. So without further ado, my collection. Alright, so we're gonna start here with my Stranger Things collection. You know, so yeah, Mike, Will, Lucas, Dustin, and then the Upside Down 11 and Barb, which is the the Emerald City exclusive? Yeah, I think, or yeah, spring exclusive, whatever, which one that is. I don't know. So as far as favorites, as it comes to this one, I'd probably have to say it's Lucas. Lucas was one of my favorite characters. He's one of the ones I guess you could say I related to the most in the show. Love Dustin as well. I mean, I love all the characters, but and I feel like 11 would be a cheat because she's got superpowers, and who wouldn't love the girl with the superpowers, you know? So, but as far as the Stranger Things goes, Lucas is probably my favorite. I'd say that. Okay, and moving on over, let me widen that up. We got I guess this is essentially my movies collection, I guess you can call it. Yeah, Captain Underpants, which I grew up on. I remember reading Captain Underpants in elementary school. Loving that book. Been into superheroes, you know, my whole life. So you give me anybody with a cape, and you've got my interest, you know. And then so moving on, we got John Wick. This is the John Wick 2 pop. I love this pop. Was so excited when I found it. Great movie. Love that movie. And then we have Remy from Ratatouille, which is one of my top Disney Pixar movies. That, along with The Incredibles, and as you can see, there are no Incredibles pops here, and that makes me extremely sad, and I want them so very badly. They are very expensive on the aftermarket, obviously, because I think they were like some of the starter pops, so they were a long time ago. So finding those would be a very hard challenge, but that is something I am up to the task to do. Alright, now we move on to Blanco from Space Jam and Bugs and Taz. Along with being a comic book fan, I am a very huge basketball fan. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm watching the Cavaliers and King James blow out the Toronto Raptors. As you can see that score right there, the King out there doing his thing. I am a LeBron James stan, and I am not afraid to say that. It's Team LeBron all day, and to me, he is the greatest of all time, and I do not care if you disagree. At best, he's the greatest of all time. At worst, he's the second greatest player to ever play. So he's either one or he's two. A little contact there, a little playoff contact. All right, let's get back to this. But anyway, with that being said, you know, I grew up on Space Jam, and I think anybody else who are basketball fans also grew up on Space Jam. I can't wait till they bring out the rest of the crew. I'd love to have all the Monstars. That would be so cool. And Blanco is clearly my favorite here out of the Space Jam pops. And then we go down to Cruella and Ursula, the 2-pack, which I love this 2-pack. This is a really, really, really great 2-pack. Love these two characters. I believe they have original versions of them solo, and I believe they're vaulted, or they may not be. But I've seen pictures of them, and I actually like the updated versions better. So yeah, it'd be great to have the classic ones, but these updated versions are incredible, and they nailed it, man. Then right next to that is Mulan, Mulan, and Mushu and Cricket. I had to actually had to order that Mushu on Hot Topic, if you guys seen my previous videos, and yeah, man, I was really glad when that came through. I love Mulan. Mulan's yeah, right up there. It's probably Lion King, and then it's probably Lion King, Hercules, and then Mulan, or those can flip. But Lion King is definitely number one. So what you can also see is missing are any Lion King pops, and I want them so very badly. I want a Simba, a flocked Simba if I can ever find it, or any Simba. I will take any Simba at this point. You know, Timon, Pumbaa, Rafiki, Scar, the whole gang. They're supposed to be coming out with some new ones. I believe it's Simba with the leaf mane as he's singing "I Just Can't Wait to Be King," and then Simba as a baby as Rafiki holds him up. So those two should be coming very soon. I can't wait till we get pictures of those to see how those look, and those will definitely be grabbed. Start at the bottom before we get to the top, and we got my Guardians. We got Drax and Gamora, and Star-Lord and Rocket, and Thanos from Guardians Volume 1, and the 10-inch Baby Groot. Love that pop. My favorite one, man, this is hard. This is really hard. I really like the way Rocket looks. I've been searching for that Thanos for a long time, but yeah, it's Baby Groot. It's the 10-inch Baby Groot, man. It's a hell of a pop. It's the biggest pop I have, clearly. I just love it. I love that pop. It's really cool looking. I really love the idea of them doing a life-size version of that. I think it's a really neat idea for them to do. Really like that. Okay, and then I have my, not to forget, my Angry Baby Groot, the Walmart exclusive, which was a chore to find, but I finally got him. And so as far as regular pops go, I'd probably say that's my favorite of the regular crew, of the smaller size, not the 6-inch or the 10-inch. And then right under that is Miss Kamala Khan, who is currently Miss Marvel in the comics, and the Scarlet Spider, which is the Walgreens exclusive, and Cap, Carol Danvers. I got her for $5, as you can clearly see at GameStop. And Giant Man, which was great. I love that Giant Man pop. Right next to Giant Man, we got Captain America. We got War Machine, Coulson, Elektra, Matt Murdock. I love Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock was one of my earlier pops. I love pops with glasses. I think I've mentioned that a lot in previous videos. I do really love pops with glasses, and especially with that red tint and the stick and the suit. It's just perfect. Very soon I will be collecting all of them. I want to get all of the Defenders for probably right before the show comes out, which is August now. That trailer came out for it today, which is amazing. That trailer looks so fucking cool. So that I'm really excited for that. Alright, and then we got She-Hulk, which I am a huge She-Hulk fan. And we got Tony Stark, which I got the other day, which is my favorite out of that Spider-Man Homecoming bunch. Again, another pop with glasses, and I love the whole pose and just the swag, the style. You know, it's Tony Stark, man. What else can you say? And right under Tony, we got Black Panther. I passed up on the maskless version, which was a Walgreens exclusive. For this version, I kind of regret that now. Not that I don't love this version. I love this version because I love Black Panther and Civil War. You know, him and Spider-Man obviously being the two standouts from that movie. But yeah, so wish I would have had that version as well. I'd love to have both of those. If I ever find that again, I will definitely cop that. And then under Black Panther is Crossbones. And then we got Bucky. I'd also love to find that Bucky with the missing arm, which is really, really cool. So I like that one a lot. And then now moving on to the X-Men, we have Emma Frost. And as you can see, I got her half off for the damaged box. I think I've mentioned this before in videos as well. I am an out-of-box collector. I have everything in boxes now because, as I said in the intro, I am currently in the midst of moving. So right now it's just purely for storage reasons as to why I keep them in the box. But as you can see, you see in my thumbnails, I like to take them out and pose them. So I keep the boxes now for just storage. So we got Emma Frost. And the 50% off is just damaged boxes. The pop is fine. They just people do care about the boxes, and I got this from Lauderdale Comics, and they respect that. So I mean, hey, they want to give me half off on a pop for the box, and especially for collectors who don't care about boxes, that's a hell of a deal. You cannot miss on that one. So and then I got Kitty Pryde next to her. Shout out to Fig Life. Those guys helped me out and letting me know she was at a GameStop near me at the Sawgrass Mall where I worked. Then we got Magneto, which I got from Barnes & Noble, and Logan, which I also got from Barnes & Noble. And then we got Mohawk Storm, which is the best Storm. Even though I love the classic version as well, I'll eventually get her as well. So Mohawk Storm, she's just so fucking badass, man. And no, it is not a coincidence that I put her next to her ex-husband, T'Challa. Right next to her. They were once married, if you guys did not know. In the comics, they were once a couple, and they have now recently been divorced. Not recently, but it's they've been divorced. And then so right next to that is Cable. Love that Cable pop. That's really wanted that. Out of these classic X-Men's, I really wanted Cable. I really Psylocke first, as you can see, she's up top above of Storm, and Cable. Those were the two I wanted, and then I went on and got Storm, and then went on and got Logan, and then started to collect the rest. And as I think, and I've mentioned before in previous videos, I'm gonna hunt at some Bed Bath & Beyonds, and probably one that P2 went to in one of his recent videos, where they had the rest of this classic X-Men wave on sale for $5. So I will definitely complete a wave if I can get it for cheap and get it for a deal. So as far as favorites out of this bunch, it has to be Psylocke because she's just my favorite character. And then we'll just say Psylocke out of the blue X-Men covers, and then out of the yellow X-Men ones, I'd say Professor X. I just love that hover and that hover stand that he has, that he came with. I just love that so much. I love that effect on it, and makes for a really good display. Alright, moving on up. Next to She-Hulk, we got the Civil War 2-pack with Peter Parker and Hawkeye. So this was really cool. The keychains I already gave out. I gave my Captain America to a friend, and I kept the Iron Man. It's on my keys currently. And yeah, so that's a 2-pack. I really like that 2-pack, and I actually got it for $9.99 at Toys R Us. So I mean, I don't know if they mislabeled it, or I don't know what happened. I'm not complaining, but yeah, man, I just went recently and they had it for $12.99. So whatever was happening that day, I got that 2-pack for $10, and I could not pass that up, so I grabbed it immediately. Alrighty, so let's move up, and now we're getting into our DC. As you can see, I tried to separate everything, at least with what was what. So we start with my Wonder Woman collection, which isn't much, but I guess you could say my prized possession so far is the Wonder Woman and the Invisible Jet, which I love that pop. Moving up to the Amazon Wonder Woman, the Hot Topic exclusive, the Walmart exclusive, the GameStop exclusive, and the Wonder Woman Bombshell. I am a really big Wonder Woman fan. When DC changed to the New 52, they changed a lot. They took away Cassandra Cain, which is my favorite character of all time. They need to make a pop of that ASAP. But anyway, yeah. So they took her away, but the one thing that they did bring was Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chang onto Wonder Woman, and they really delved into her Greek mythology and kind of gave it a fresh start and a fresh spin. And I really love that story. And there's also an Absolute that just released, I believe, of that run of Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chang, and I want to get that one day. I believe it's $90 on Amazon, so I'll probably get that at some point. But yeah. So as far as my Wonder Woman collection goes, that is it so far, and I'm waiting for that Diana Prince to drop, and also the Justice League Wonder Woman. So that'll add 2 more to my Wonder Woman collection. So moving next to that is Robin. So we got Tim Drake up top, and then Robin's past and present, past, present, and future Robins. I wanted to eventually get them all. So far I have the 3. So I have Tim Drake, which I found on my collab hunt with Sergeant Funko and Joseph, which was a great time. I had a great time with those guys. And right under there is a former Robin and Dick Grayson, Nightwing. And then we have the Tim Drake version of the Batman the Animated Series. So, and my favorite out of these, it's the comic book Tim Drake. I mean, that's my guy. That's my Robin. Yeah, man. That's simple. Alright, and next to that is Green Lantern, John Stewart. For those of you who don't know, I have a Green Lantern ring tattooed on my finger. It was my very first tattoo that I got when I turned 18. I just love what it represented and felt like it kind of summed my whole self up in a nutshell. So I just loved it, and I became a huge fan of John Stewart, obviously from Justice League the Animated Series, and Bruce Timm, the god himself, Bruce Timm. Love that series, love that show. That's when DC Animated was on its game. They were on their top game. Justice League Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Animated Series, Superman Animated Series. They were doing some great things back then. And yeah, and so then we have Deadshot, which is actually my second pop I'd ever gotten. And the first one was right under that is this Hot Topic exclusive Joker, which is my very first pop. I purchased him probably 2 to 3 weeks prior to Suicide Squad coming out, and I just saw him, and he was the last one they had. And watching a few videos, I was still watching toy hunting videos back then, and I know he's pretty tough to find, and they would run out all the time. So I just like, you know what, let me grab him. I wasn't really into the pops at that point, but I liked him and I liked the way he looked, so I went and snatched him up. So Joker number 1 and Deadshot number 2. That started my pop collection. Alright, moving on to Preacher, Jesse Cluster, and Tulip, and Bloody Cassidy, and Arseface. I love this show. I believe, yeah, it's an AMC show. I really loved the show when it first came out. I read a little bit of the comics, but I didn't dive too deep into it. But I knew of it. And it was people loved it, and I liked what I read of it. I usually stuck more to the superhero stuff, but when I got into the indie stuff, this was one of the ones I gravitated towards and heard such great things about. So I really love that show. Season 2 is coming soon. Can't wait for that. And so as far as favorites out of the Preacher wave, it's really tough, man. I'd probably say it's Tulip. I probably have to go with Tulip. Tie between Tulip and Arseface. And Arseface is a surprise because I've seen him everywhere and kind of just left them until Target dropped their pops to $4.99 and I got them for cheap. And they just nailed that face and the details on him. They just nailed that pop. I really love it. And so, alright, now we're moving on to my favorite pops that I own from my favorite show, of all time, I think I could say at this point, that's not an animated show. That isn't animated by Bruce Timm. Yeah, Game of Thrones, man. Let me step back and widen that up a bit. Game of Thrones. I love this show so fucking much. It's just the best show, man. It's really just the best show. Yeah, so right up top we got Jon Snow, and then Arya Stark, thanks to Sergeant Funko, and Brienne under Jon Snow, and and Ghost under Brienne. Sergeant Funko had, tipped me off and let me know that they were at the FYE in Boynton Beach, and so I sped over there and got there and went and grabbed those three. And then under Arya is Tyrion Lannister, and next to him is Daenerys Targaryen in the blue dress, which I got in a trade with Jason Lowe, who was a really cool guy. Really appreciate him going out there and finding those for me in his area. We should be coming up on another trade soon. He found Daenerys riding Drogon, and so we should be making a trade with that one soon. So that'll be coming to the collection. And above Daenerys is Samwell Tarly, I cannot forget, which is my very first Game of Thrones pop. I randomly found him in a Walmart, and I know I wanted the Game of Thrones pops, and thinking it'd be tough to get them, I honestly thought I would have to buy them all on Amazon. And yeah, the hunt began once I found Samwell Tarly. So that is the beginning of my Game of Thrones pops. And then, so I have two Dannys, another Dany right under Dany in the blue dress, and then right next to Dany, one of her children, Rhaegal, which I saw in one of P2's videos, recent videos. And yeah, again, shout out to everyone who let me know that it was, they were like, watch the video, are you watching P2's video? He passed Rhaegal. And so I went the very next day and snatched him up. I was not going to let Rhaegal get away. Yeah, man, could not let that happen. Yeah, so that is it. That is 70 pops in total. That is my whole pop collection.
One eternity later.
What is going on, guys? So I changed my mind. I stopped being lazy, and I went and got out all of my Marvel Legends so I can show you guys. Figured I'd just put them both all in one video. So I got them laid out here. If you can see all of those, got a couple over there. So yeah, we're about to run through them and show you what I got. All right, so I got my comics here. Are in that long box. Not too many. Most of my all of my Cassandra Cain ones. But that's a whole other day. Don't get me started on that. Alrighty. So we're gonna start out here. We have Mockingbird and Misty Knight, Iron Fist in the white suit, which is one of the very first ones that I gotten. He was on sale at Walmart for about $12, I believe. So we got the original Spider 2099, comic book version of Scarlet Witch. I am looking for the movie version. Have not had any success trying to find her. We got Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider in the throwback version of the suit. We got Cap, Carol Danvers. We got Black Panther, which is one of my favorite Legends, which was really tough to find, and when I found him I was so fucking excited. We got Black Suit Spider-Man, we got Green Goblin, and you all know my reaction to when I found him. War Machine, Iron Fist in the green suit, which is my preferred version. The body mold is just better, the articulation is better, the paint, apps, everything. It's just a total better figure than the first one I got. And we have Daredevil in his red suit, Spider-Gwen, and Ben Reilly in the updated Scarlet Spider suit. I threw away most of these boxes when I first started collecting. So yeah, I don't know, just decided to toss them. But so we got Hellcat and Bucky and Taskmaster and Superior Spider-Man. I really love that run. Dan Slott, I believe, is Dan Slott was the writer. Miles Morales, who's my favorite Spider-Man. We have Venom. We got Ghost Rider, Spider-Woman, comic book version of Doctor Strange. We have Wasp. We have the ultimate version of Spider-Woman, and Mayday Parker, I believe. Yes, that is Mayday Parker. And then we have the Bath of Juggernaut, and the only select that I have, which is Red Hulk, which was a gift that I received from a friend. So that's the only select I have. Alright, so now we're starting with the boxed Legends that I have. Right when I was getting ready to move, I just decided not to take them out, because again, it'd just be easier to storage them if they were still in their boxes. So start out with the Jim Lee version of Punisher, and then Deadpool. And I got lucky and found 2 Deadpools. And I got one for me, and I got one for a friend of mine who's a really big fan of Deadpool. So I had to snatch up 2 of those. I haven't even taken them out to play with them yet, so which is unfortunate. I should do that soon. All right, so we got Iceman. As you see, the Build-A-Figures are missing because I already have them built and out the Juggernaut. We have Kitty Pryde, and we have Cable, but I've also never taken out of this package. We have Rogue, Jim Lee's Rogue. We have Havoc, and we got Wolverine. So we're moving up. We got the movie version of Doctor Strange. We have Nico. We have ultimate version of Peter Parker. Drax from Volume 2. Nuke, which I got at Ross for, how much was that again? $6.99, which was an awesome deal. But that's the only one I've ever been able to find at Ross, because my Rosses suck. And we got Silk, which was so hard to find. I found her in a Walgreens that was actually closing, and they had her just sitting on the shelf. It was the only Legend they had left, and so I grabbed her. We had $20.99. We got Miss Marvel. Moving up, we got Yondu, Star-Lord, Angela, the Toys R Us exclusive Evolution of Groot, which I have to thank my friend for getting for me. I was stuck at work that day and I couldn't go and get him. So she went and got him for me, and I really appreciate her. And I think I only got him for $16 because at the time the Guardians stuff in Toys R Us was 20% off. So I paid $16 for him. So great deal on that. We got Nova. We have my X-23. We have Carl Mordo. And then Captain Britain. Alright. Then we have Phoenix. Can't wait for the 2-pack of her and Cyclops, the Dark Phoenix version of her. That'll be super dope. Namor. And the 2-pack, the Ultimate Spider-Man 2-pack that I went hunting with Joseph and started Funko with. We got ours thanks to Joseph. Shout out to Joseph, the Savage. He knows his shit, man. Alright, we got the yellow suited Daredevil, and we got Cyclops and Colossus and Logan, and that's it. So that's about 58. Yeah, it's 58 Marvel Legends. Yeah, that's about it. And obviously I'm going to grab more, so you know this ain't stopping anytime soon. Almost forgot one figure. So 59. 59. I forgot my Bucky cap, which is also my favorite version of Captain America. Now, I love Steve Rogers, and as I mentioned before, I'm a big fan of legacy characters, and I love to see the mantles passed on to other characters and you know, and sidekicks, and see those sidekicks grow. And yeah, so that's why Bucky Barnes is my favorite version of Captain America. Guys, so there you have it. That is in the first part what I did last night, all of my pops, which I have 70 pops, 70 Funko Pops at the moment, and all of my Marvel Legends. Super glad I was finally able to show you guys. I know a lot of you've been asking what I had in my collection, what I have. Sucks I don't have my own place at the moment, and I can't display them. But when I do, I'll do an updated video, obviously, of the collection. By then, showing you how I display them, how I put them up, how I like to have them. I've never had so many pops before, so that'll be a new experience for me, and so we can share in that, and I'll show you how I decide to display them, because I'm an out of the box collector. So I'll try and find some unique ways to display them. I've been watching other people's videos and seeing P2's wall that he's building in his video, which looks fucking amazing. I'm so jealous. And then Sergeant Funko's collection video he just recently put out. Jesus Christ, he's got so many Funko Pops, man. My God, he's got a ton. I hope to catch up to that one day, one of these days. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, everything, all of it. I am Toyhuntr. See you on the hunt.